Hello, I'm Bill LeMay, and thank you for watching Community Matters. We hope you'll continue to watch as we discuss issues facing our community and provide you with the resources and information needed to find solutions. Most of us have participated in curbside recycling programs for the past few decades. Recycling campaigns have been prevalent since the 90s, as have laws requiring many household items to be recycled. And as we'll see later in the show, the future is now with AI and interactive waste containers. But what are we doing right and what are we doing wrong? And we're going to talk about that with Muriel Williman, Senior Assistant Solid Waste Manager at City of Durham Solid Waste Management. And welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
I remember where recycling came in. It was quite a while ago, and it was really hard to get people going and on the bandwagon. So I can't wait to talk about where we're at today. And now you run a facility. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is you do.
It's right off the bat, we have something in common. I remember when recycling started too.
Yeah.
My first recycling job was with SunShares, a little nonprofit in the city of Durham that started the first curbside recycling program in the state of North Carolina back in 1995. So it was in the early days of recycling, and frankly, I've been in garbage ever since. Once you get in, it's hard to get out. So I've been a recycling and solid waste professional for about 30 years. Almost 20 of those years were with Orange County. I was their education and outreach coordinator, and now I work for the City of Durham, as you said. I help manage the Waste Disposal and Recycling Center, which is a full-scale, full-service, full-suite solid waste management facility. It has the regional transfer station, a full-service convenience center with a household hazardous waste collection, electronics recycling, textiles, and a type 1 yard waste composting facility. Material from there goes to another composting facility to be composted with biosolids and food waste.
Wow.
So it's a large facility, it's regional. We manage over 200,000 tons of waste every year. And I'm also part on the disposal division, but we also have the collection side, which collects from over 90,000 single-family homes in the city of Durham, both curbside trash and recycling, bulky items, and yard waste.
You know, I still don't fully understand what goes in the recycle bin. That's always been confusing to me because there are a lot of products that I guess maybe there's a need for them now to be recycled, but others that have already been recycled that you can't put in. So I'm confused by that.
I'm really sorry to hear that. I mean, the list is short and it hasn't changed all that much.
Tell me the list.
I will tell you the list, and it's right off the top of my head. Plastic bottles, jugs, jars, tubs, metal, cans, paper, cardboard. What am I missing? Glass, bottles, and jars. That's it.
Well, see, it's that easy.
It's that easy. Bottles, cans, tubs, jugs, paper, cardboard. That's it. It's a really short list. There's lots of resources, both online and if you reach out to your solid waste department. There might be some differences between program to program depending on where the materials go and what kind of contract the local government has with the recycling facility, but there's really only 2 large-scale recycling facilities in the Triangle area. And so all of the municipalities bring their recyclable materials to either Sunoco or Waste Management for the most part. So the list is really short and it's pretty common across the board. There might be some differences, but by and large, that's the list.
Well, you made it sound easy. Why do we recycle to begin with?
Those materials are highly valuable. In North Carolina, it's a $1 billion industry.
Really?
Yeah, recycling employs over 14,000 jobs, and that's private sector. I'm public sector. It doesn't even include government jobs. This are companies that take the recyclable commodities and make new products and then sell them out onto the marketplace. A lot of people are familiar with that 3-arrow chasing symbol. It's on just about everything plastic, and that's one of the reasons why plastics recycling is so confusing. However, that 3 chasing arrow symbol stands for the process of recycling. First is collection, second is remanufacture, and the third is the sale of those products back into the marketplace. I'm looking here on this set, and I imagine that this carpet is probably made with recycled plastic bottles. Most of what plastic bottles are recycled into is fiber. We have companies here in North Carolina that take plastic bottles, make fiber, sell carpet, sell fabric, sell textiles that are made out of bottles that we recycle at the curb.
Now, as you look back, I mean, I'm like you, I remember when this first kicked off, and a lot of people were not on board with it. It seemed like an extra thing I have to do. Terrible attitude to have, grant you, but that's where it was. Today, it seems like everybody recycles. I think it's almost sinful if you don't. I mean, what are you seeing?
That's a really great question. I love that question because I have been in the field since the beginning. And when I first started, I was working for Sunshares and I was teaching recycling in the schools. Curbside programs were not very prevalent. You know, as I said, the first one started in Durham, maybe in Charlotte. You know, the large municipalities had the wherewithal to start collecting materials at the curb. And like I said, these commodity markets were really rising up too. So it was a way for cities to make money while diverting waste from landfills. So as you know, landfills get harder and harder to site. You know, everybody wants to throw something away, but nobody wants a landfill in their neighborhood. So recycling became a way not only of earning some revenue for those municipalities, it was also diverting waste from landfills while supporting a commodity market and helping rev up the revenue and economy in the state. So back in the 1990s, I would ask the question when I was in schools, I would say, who here recycles? And maybe 10% of the class would raise their hand. But now if you ask that question in any school, who here recycles, you're gonna get 90, 95, maybe even 100%. Almost everyone has curbside recycling. If you live in an apartment, you might be able to recycle there in the apartment building or, you know, in a site to the parking lot, or, you know, there might be a drop-off scenario. But recycling is everywhere. It's in downtown containers. People know that, you know, plastic bottles and aluminum cans, it's against North Carolina state law to throw those out. So there are more recycling opportunities for those particular materials. The reason that became law was to support the businesses that use those commodities to make new products. The state was interested in providing those jobs, in helping to support the economy, while also keeping those valuable materials out of landfills.
Well, it's become, it's a big lifestyle change. And I'm always fascinated when you can get an entire population to change what they do over a relatively short period of time, I think. It's an amazing effort, it really is. Well, we got more to talk about, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this break.